Starmer goes berserk as several MPs riot over Diane Abbott's SUSP pension. In today's episode of What Fresh Hell Is This in British Politics, the Labour Party has outdone itself again. Brace yourselves, because in 2025, talking about your own experience of racism can now get you suspended from Labour. Not once, but twice. Let that sink in. Diane Abbott, the first black woman ever elected to Parliament, a pioneer who's been battling racism longer than Keir Starmer's team has even had political careers, is now being suspended again for daring to talk about race. Yes, again, this is not satire. This is a grotesque reality of modern Labour. It all started when Abbott appeared on BBC Radio 4 to revisit some 2023 comments that initially got her suspended. She clarified them, explained the nuance between various types of discrimination, and condemned antisemitism clearly. She didn't justify anything. She didn't deny anything. She explained, like adults do. But apparently, nuance is now a crime in Starmer's Labour. Because what did the party do next? They suspended her again for the same bloody issue. It's like Labour's disciplinary process is run by toddlers throwing a tantrum. She spoke about her lived experience, and for that, she's been punished not once, but twice. Unforgivable doesn't even begin to describe it. And Abbott isn't pulling punches anymore. She laid it bare. It's obvious this Labour leadership wants me out. And frankly, she's right. This isn't discipline, it's a calculated purge, and it reeks of racism in disguise. And the public, they're furious. Thousands have already rushed to sign petitions in solidarity with Diane. Because unlike the party elite, the people still know the difference between hate speech and a woman speaking her truth. But Labour clearly doesn't. Instead, it's doubling down on hypocrisy so blatant it's almost laughable if it weren't so disturbing. And Labour's own MPs are openly revolting. John McDonnell came out swinging, practically begging people to listen to the interview before passing judgment. Imagine that. A world where we actually hear someone out before smearing them. Shocking, I know. Bell Rebeo Addy followed suit, urging people not to judge based on twisted headlines. Even Apsana Begum weighed in, stating she stands with Diane because Diane has always stood for all of them. That's what solidarity looks like. Something Keir Starmer seems to have misplaced. But it gets worse. Much worse. Because now the real power players are stepping up. Former Shadow Attorney General Shami Chakrabarti absolutely obliterated Starmer's camp. In a surgical strike of political truth, she said that people who write speeches sounding like Enoch Powell's infamous rivers of blood might want to sit this one out. The shade wasn't just subtle, it was radioactive. Yes, that's right, Starmer's recent Island of Strangers speech sounded alarmingly like Powell's racist rhetoric. And yet somehow, Diane Abbott is the one being cast as a problem. This isn't just insulting. It's terrifying. The Prime Minister is walking dangerously close to the language of Britain's most notorious racist, while suspending a black MP who's fought racism her entire life. Sarah Sultana nailed it. She cited the Ford report, which exposed Labour's disgusting hierarchy of racism. A report that found anti-black racism and Islamophobia were routinely brushed aside in favor of internal politics and PR games. And now we're watching it unfold live. The same party that buried the Ford report is punishing Diane Abbott again. And the outrage isn't limited to Labour. Independent MP Adnan Hussain called it what it is absurd. Abbott is not a racist, and everyone knows it. When even outsiders are forced to defend your own members from your leadership, it's not discipline. It's a witch hunt. So let's be clear. Diane Abbott has now been suspended twice for daring to speak about her own experience of racism. Meanwhile, the Labour leader echoes the language of Powell and gets a free pass. This isn't justice. This is a political farce, a shameful betrayal of values, and a catastrophic PR disaster rolled into one. The optics couldn't be worse, a white male prime minister sounding like a nationalist demagogue while purging the first black woman in Parliament for talking about discrimination. Labour, the so-called party of equality, has been caught red-handed throwing its own legacy into the shredder. So here's the question everyone's asking, is this Labour's true face? Is the party of working people now the party of silencing black voices? Because right now, it looks like Labour isn't just in crisis, it's eating itself alive from the inside out. You be the judge. Is Diane Abbott being unfairly targeted, or has the Labour Party lost its soul to political cowardice and internal cleansing? Leave your thoughts below. But before you jump to conclusions, do something radical. Listen to her interview. Because apparently, in 2025. That's now an act of rebellion. This is UKE News, where we pull no punches and call out every scandal, every cover-up, every disgraceful hypocrisy in British politics. Hit subscribe, because this chaos isn't slowing down and neither are we.